In the builder.
Yo, DJ!
That's how we do it.
You're in the mix.
You're in the mix with Not For The Weak Pod. Welcome to commercial-free radio.
It's not radio, dumbass.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Let's make some noise. On the troll.
This show will begin now.
Well, the last time we spoke, Bill was unemployed, and now he's out there with the college guys out there, man. How you feel about that?
I think that is the best move for him. I think that's the best move for UNC. I think he's going to have complete control of that program, right? If you look at the way everything is structured in his contract, it's like I told you last time. He's going to take what he did in New England and just move it to college. Now, the thing that's going to be interesting is he going to be able to recruit, right? Because not everybody is going to be this Bill disciple, right? He's not for everybody, right? There's been players in the league that have been very prominent, been good. All of a sudden they go to New England and it doesn't work, right? For whatever reason. So who else is he going to bring in alongside of him to be the recruiting guy? Bill's not going to be the recruiting guy. Bill's going to be the guy that sits on your couch and stares at you like this and just is very blunt to the point. Either you like it or you don't. Right, especially in the world of NIL, that's not his realm.
Right.
So the question is, who's next beside him? Who's his number two that knows all that?
It might be a former player like from the Patriots.
The one who just got fired, maybe.
If it makes sense, it makes sense.
It does, right? But I think it makes a lot of sense. I think Bill will do a lot of good things for the program. I think the biggest hurdle for him is not going to be on the coaching side. It's going to be this NIL piece that coaches that have been dealing with it for years are still trying to wrap their head around it, right? Like, could you imagine Bill like having to go to somebody's couch and be like, "Hey, bro, I want you to come to my team. I got to pay you $50,000 or $100,000 a year." Bill would never say that shit ever.
Yeah, I mean,
like, I know he won't. So somebody else needs to say it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure he's got a staff in there, or he has some guys in mind.
Somebody's going to be the salesman.
For sure.
Everybody's going to want to go play for Bill, but you're still going to have to pay these kids. That's
crazy. I still don't know like the real rules and the regulations of like the NIL. It's just way too broad.
There is there's rules, but they change all the time. So like I had a conversation with the chief of staff of another school in the Big Ten, and the going rate for like a tight end, they're paying tight ends like $60,000 to go to their school and getting told no. And that is on top of NIL money that they can receive from the war chest on top of that, right? So imagine, again, sitting down, Bill having a conversation with somebody, be like, here's $60,000. Do you want to come play for me? Oh, by the way, I can guarantee X amount of sponsors that generate X amount of revenue for you. That's not a Bill conversation. That's some other sales guy that will deal with that. Now, do I think he'll have to do that a lot because a lot of players will want to go play for him? Absolutely. 100%. He's going to get a ton of people banging down the door. The other part that I'm going to be really cool to see and find out is how many folks stay with him after the first year. Is it going to be a mass exodus like with Deion, right? And it's like, man, this shit ain't for me. Because, again, playing for Bill is different, right? What you see on TV is what really happens in the meeting room, right? That's not for everybody, especially in this era of NIL, transfer portal. I don't have to sit. I don't have to wait. Like some guys may just be like, hey, bro, I'm going to go jump ship and I'm gone.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot of players up in that portal for sure. There's going to be a lot of players in that portal. but like it's gonna be fun, you know. Like it's good to see him back, and I think he really has a lot like to prove. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like
he's
in
gonna
that
prove it.
level. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
it's gonna be exciting, like to see.
Yeah, no, it was good to see. I saw that he's bringing his son with him. I mean, he's gonna make a statement. We all know Bill. We know his mentality. This was very much a fu to all the people that didn't give him a shot. And
Yeah,
guess what? It may take me a year. It may take me 2 years, but I'm gonna get the last laugh, and
yeah,
he'll
yeah,
figure it out.
Yeah.
for sure, for sure.
But
Man.
we sitting here on a Sunday evening with Terrence Wheatley, man, and we talking football, man. And it's been a lot of football going down right now as we're speaking.
I got
It's
the
a
game
lot
on
of
right now.
football. Yeah, I got the game on right now. Listen, I'm being very professional. Terrence, since the last time we talked, it's been a lot of football, but what's been happening in the last, we say, 3 weeks has been. This is the part where you start writing the stuff in the books, right? Like everything it's just storyline written, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Like Joe Burrow, we talking about Sam Darnold, we talking about all these great storylines that are going down in NFL right now. What got your eye? Where you want to start right now, man?
I mean, really, I think the big one is the most obvious is how does everybody feel about my man with Philly just sitting? Do you agree? Do you disagree?
Of
He is a gentleman, bro. He is just a gentleman. He definitely knows, like, if he wanted to, he could have broke the record life of today without question. Um, he just didn't want to do that to his former team, or he's just focused and ready for the playoffs.
I
Either
mean,
way, like it's a gentleman move. You know what I mean?
it was a gentleman move for sure. He's a nice guy.
Yeah,
I think it speaks volume of his character.
absolutely.
To me, if I just from a player's perspective, just because that's one of those records to where there will always be the debate of will it ever be broken, ever, like just period, point blank. Will anybody ever come like close to this thing? And
Right.
you look at what he's done, and you look at who he's about to go against, and it was like this Cinderella perfect. You could make a movie out of it type of
Oh,
scenario, right?
absolutely.
So I would have loved to see him be like, just put him on a pitch count. Be like, look, bro, I'm gonna give you 20 plays. You got 20 plays. We're not gonna deviate from what we normally do. But if I even catch one inkling that, maybe you may get hurt within those 20 plays, I'll pull you out. If you don't get it within those 20 plays, I'm gonna pull you out. Kind of the same thing we saw in college football with a lot of guys that only played one half and then
Right.
they sat the second half. I would have loved to seen him just get a shot at it. Right now, I don't know how the conversations were, those conversations in the back with the GM and the coaches, just as a former player, those are typically just blunt to the point. I don't know how much say he really had in it. I don't know if they asked him, like, hey, what do you want? And if they did, and he said, hey, I'm going to do what's best for the team, then there's a reason why he is in that uniform and not with the other one.
Yeah,
All right,
absolutely.
y'all done with y'all politically correct bullshit? Because listen, and you tell me if I'm wrong, because you played in the game.
Yeah.
These white motherfuckers don't want to pay these men their money, man. They don't want to pay them their bonuses and shit, bro. If
Hey,
that was
bro.
the case, the Bengals would be right now. Like all the way. Like they don't want to pay people their money, man. They don't pay people their money. If that man breaks any more records and keeps doing what he's doing, these people gotta come out of pocket even more money. They
Hey,
just
guess
think
what? He's going to have to, by him not playing, he sets a precedent to even get potentially even more money. It's
Yeah,
called I did you a solid, right? And there ain't a whole lot of those going around. So maybe it's a big boy move just a different way, right? So yeah, you're right. They don't want to pay anybody anything. Trust me. I
yeah,
get
it
it.
doesn't come out of their pocket, see, when it's a big boy play. Hey, we making you look good for the other, you know what I mean, to
Yeah.
market you, but we ain't gonna pay for it right now. But this is your revenue in the future. Check this out. So we're just gonna sit you out. We're not gonna give you this extra $1 million this year. We're not gonna get you the extra whatever you get. We're gonna try our best and not to let this man do what he do. They piss test him because he was that damn good. You know what I mean? They not doing this just to any players. They doing this to certain players that are just that fucking good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, that's how I feel about it.
No, trust me, I'm right. I'm right there with you. I just hope that in the background, whenever it does come time for him to get paid, that he circles back and be like, "You remember that one time where I could have did this, right? Yeah. You owe me whatever stupid ass shit he wants to say, right? Doesn't matter, right? But you owe me X because of that." Now, again, if he decided on his own to be the bigger man, and hey, bro, props to you. Me personally, I would have wanted to break the record against them to prove it.
Absolutely.
See, this is my thing.
Absolutely.
And my co-host has said this so many times on these episodes. It's what can you do for me today? And today, on January 5th, you needed to break that record against the team that did you dirty. It's the best. It's the best storytelling of all time.
I would have.
Yeah, I don't care about your gentleman.
I would have 100% been like, look, bro, give me 30 plays, feed me the rock, whatever the game plan is. Let's not deviate from what we do. But I would have made it a point.
You cannot tell me that a man that's coming from where he came from and going against the team that let him go in the profession of the NFL. These are the most hungry, dedicated, every word you want to say of go-getting. These are those type of athletes. Saquon is him and the other running back. Why am I going to blank right now? Anyways, King Henry. Yeah, Henry. But it's him. He's him. He is him. If tomorrow he goes out, the same people is gonna be like, "Oh, I did you a favor." It's gonna be like, "Who? When?"
Yeah. No, I would have took the opportunity to make a point. I would have took the opportunity to show everybody, not just my former team, but everybody in the league, hey, bro, at some point, I don't care who it is, whether it's my current team, whether it's my old team, but somebody's going to pay me a lot of money because I did something and broke a record that nobody thought could be broken ever. There are very few records that you can pull up and talk about to where you may have to sit down to think about it. Like, will somebody ever do that? Ever?
Yeah.
And this is one of them, like ever, especially in today's game.
And made it look easy too.
Very, very, very. Like I felt like we talked about it the last time when I was on, right? Like there's very few running backs, especially in today's game, to where you turn on the film and you're like, oh shit, we got a problem.
And he proved me wrong because I was like, he's only gonna play like 6-7 games because he's gonna get hurt because he gets hurt every year, and he played every single game.
Maybe that's a function of the old uniform that he was in. It's amazing what happens when you put talented people in the right organization.
Right.
Absolutely.
You all of a sudden just don't forget how to play. You all of a sudden just are healthier for some reason. Maybe the scheme just wasn't for him, and he was already good. He was just injury prone. Maybe for what? Maybe they were asking him to do things that he shouldn't have been doing. But all of a sudden, you put him in this situation where he's able to go do the things that, like you just said, that he does week in and week out and make it look easy against some of the best athletes on the planet. Give him the shot to go hammer that one home.
Absolutely. And they love him here up in Pennsylvania. If you go to any store or like any bar, you see his number up in the window there.
Hell, everybody loves him. I have yet to meet a person that doesn't like the guy. I don't give a shit where you live.
You were loving him when he was on the Giants, man. So
yeah, I mean, he's just a good dude.